Now, 40-year-old Judith D'souza, who was abducted by alleged militants in Afghanistan, was rescued and brought back to the country today. She's an NGO worker based in Kolkata, and this comes after relentless efforts by the External Affairs Ministry. Let's look into the details now.
It was an ailing father's cry that brought his abducted daughter back to her homeland. 40-year-old Judith landed with tears of joy in the capital today. The smile of relief on Judith D'souza's face perhaps camouflaged the trauma that she had to go through after being abducted in Afghanistan. It was June 9th when the D'souza family had received the news of her abduction, and soon after that, the family left no stone unturned in appealing to the Indian government to act upon her return. After over a month of not having any information on whether Judith was even alive, her family members received good news. Judith was safe and sound courtesy the External Affairs Minister. Sushma Swaraj confirmed that Judith had been rescued and was unharmed.
I'm very grateful to the government of India and especially to Ma'am Swaraj for bringing my sister back safely.
Judith's homecoming was marked with tears, triumph and relief as the country welcomed back the NGO worker with open arms. Bureau Report, India Today.
And joining us live now is Anindya Banerjee. Anindya, first of all, clearly a successful homecoming for Judith, isn't it? How really are her family members now reacting?
It was indeed a very successful homecoming for Judith D'souza, who was abducted in Kabul on 9th of June last month. And a little after 6 p.m. after a flight landed, she was accompanied by the Indian ambassador to Afghanistan, Mr. Vora. She came out for a while for the cameras, and after which she was whisked away to 8th of England, that is a residence of External Affairs Minister, that is behind me, and they had a chat of little more than half an hour. Sushma Swaraj welcomed her by hugging her tight, understanding that she has come from a very difficult situation of more than a month, and after which they drove straight to 7RCR, that is the official residence of the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, to thank him for all the intervention that he the initiatives that he took to secure her release, and after which Judith and his family and her family will fly away to Kolkata, their hometown.
Okay. And also, Anindya, can you give us details of what happened behind the scenes? How really was this made possible to secure Judith's release? What did the government do? What were the steps that were taken over the last 1 month and a half?
Well, that's a very interesting question. You see, what happened behind the scene is very interesting. A very complex wave of events that happened ever since 9th of June. She was abducted by what is believed to be a handiwork of local cartels who particularly target foreign nationals. Nothing seem to have worked in spite of the best efforts of the External Affairs Minister. Last month, there was a letter written by the family of Judith to the Prime Minister seeking his intervention, after which the Prime Minister in turn wrote to the President of Afghanistan seeking his intervention. And that seemed to have worked, particularly in the light of the recent good relation between the two countries. And now we have Judith among us, quite safe and quite back home.
All right, Anindya, thanks for joining us with those details.